alive. We exist. We're here. Alright, let me turn the music down a little bit. Hold on. There we go. Alright. Boop. There we go. Good meowing, guys, gals, zombies, and YouTube catters. Hello. Oh, good meowing. Welcome to the stream. It's been a little bit. I didn't realize it had been so long until like I checked my phone yesterday when I was like having to pull up like post pictures for something, and it was like, oh, your last stream was 5 days ago. I was just like, oh no. So we're here for our state mandated Yu-Gi-Oh YouTube White Forest talk. How's it going, YouTube catters? Good meowing, guys, gals, MBs. Happy Saturday, happy Catterday. It is April 19th. We're live and alive today. It feels good to say that. Before we get into the talk, bit of personal news stuff going on. Sorry again that I haven't streamed in almost nearly a week, if not longer. I don't know what happened. I'll be honest, I don't know what happened. Been busy like setting up stuff, getting stuff prepped and ready for Alliance Insight. Alliance Insight not coming out until the pre-release event is next week, but then the week after that is like the official release. But I'm hoping I'll be able to get all the cards that I need at the pre-release event. We'll talk about that here in a little bit as well. And then also this weekend I was supposed to be at WeebCon every single day, but we went, me and Serp went yesterday for their like day 1, day 0 type thing to pick up our badges, and it was a absolute complete mess. We ended up arriving there a little later than we wanted to, that we originally planned, but we learned that it didn't matter, because not only did they not open the doors to get in until like 2 p.m. so everyone who was already there since early in the morning was just waiting outside pretty much and had nothing to do. But also when they did open the doors at 2 p.m. to start all of the events and start all the stuff, it turns out that the organization for the event, they only made one entrance to get in and out, or not to get in, and that has to go through security and bag check, which is understandable, I guess, in the times we're living in. But because it was only one entrance and they didn't like have multiple entrances, the line to get in was wrapped around the it came out of the building and like snaked like 4 layers inside of a parking garage where there was no air and no like airflow whatsoever, and then wrapped out of the parking garage into like the commons, like grass area. And apparently like the parking garages near the event, the convention itself, were all full and closed off. So we actually had to park at a parking garage that was like a mile and a half away on the other side of like a man-made lake. It was a pain in the ass. We stood in line, we waited in line for like 2.5 hours just to get inside, and by the time we got inside it was like overcrowded, overpacked, hard to get anywhere, hard to do anything, and we just like pretty much sat down once we got inside. Were there a lot of exits? I mean, yeah, you could like leave, like there were like doors to go out in various places, but if you left for any reason, like if you left to go get food from the food truck, to go outside and take pictures, to go to another building where they had other stuff set up, like the game, like they had some panels in other buildings, or their game room and stuff set up in another building like next door, like across the street, you had to go back and wait in line to go through that one entrance to bag check again. So you were back in another 1.5 hour, 2 hour line if you left the building. So no one was leaving. Like by the time we got in, all we had the energy to do was literally just walk through the artist alley, and walk through the vendor alley, and that was about it. And then we sat in on a friend's panel to say hi to a friend that we knew. And that was about it. And then we went home. Went home at like 7 o'clock. Came back. I was already just destroyed mentally, emotionally, physically, and got back to my couch at a crisp 8:30 p.m. and passed out until 4 o'clock this morning. Oh, good morning, Emu Land. How's it going? Bussy. Cat bussy. So, needless to say, we're not going today. Apparently, also, it's supposed to be like severe thunderstorms the entire day as well, like off and on. So I don't want to sit in the rain and stuff for that, just to be let in, and have to deal with all that and deal with like parking and walking from the parking garage again. We might go Sunday to see another Vtuber friend who has a panel and who's doing meet and greets that day as well. But we'll see. It's definitely touch and go. So instead, I decided to spend my Saturday with y'all, with you guys. Yes, you, chatter. I'm spending my Saturday with you. You should feel special. You should feel honored. You should feel worthy even. So we're gonna yap a little bit about White Forest and the new support coming out for White Forest, because this content has been like months overdue by now. I'm late to the train. I'm late to the White Forest train. I wanted to wait until after the after the YCS, where we got a ban list, to like even discuss the new support, just because depending on the ban list was dependent on like how good White Forest is even going to be in general, or like it positioned in the meta. And it turns out the ban list was pretty good. The ban list was pretty poggers. So now we get to discuss the cards individually that we're going to be adding to the deck. I'm also, if you're a part of the Discord, perfect timing, Nightbot. If you're a part of the Discord, you might have seen me posting at like 4 o'clock in the morning, like a gremlin that I am, just replays on Dueling Book of me testing builds of the deck, of like what I expect White Forest to look like and how the combos work in the future, and here in a couple of weeks. But if you're not part of the Discord, first of all, why aren't you? Why do you hate me? Why do you dislike your Catboy deity if you're not a part of the Discord? Why do you want to see me dead? Did you miss the White Forest talk? No, we are just starting. I just was talking about WeebCon 2025, LineCon 2025. Oh, how was it? Oh, it was magical, Kiryu. It was so good. Don't take it from me that I'm here on day 2 of WeebCon here in my apartment, spending it with y'all. It was the best experience ever. I definitely did not wait 2.5 hours in line just to get inside, only to sit down for like 30 minutes and like squeeze through people to like go into like Artist Alley. I did. I'm gonna post a picture of it in the Discord. I did get a little gift. I did get a little figure. I treated myself a little bit, just a smidge of I found a like Japanese dealer. Like, so here's the thing about like anime conventions. Like the vendor alley or whatever that just sells like figurines and stuff like that, a lot of the time is just like generic stuff, like your One Piece figures, your Naruto figures, your Demon Slayer figures, your My Hero Academia figures, stuff like that. That's like super cheap, super like mass produced and not really well made, and just all too common. And they jack up the prices for it. Like a figure that could be like $15 if you got it on a shipping website, sells for like $60, $70 at a convention. Those are scams. What we found a little like pop-up booth, pretty much, that everything was just on like white those little white plastic tables and white plastic stands, and I found Japanese Yu-Gi-Oh merch, Japanese OCG Yu-Gi-Oh merch, and that had old school figurines of like Dark Magician Girl, like still in the boxes, like never been opened, and like you could tell by the lettering and stuff on the boxes, like this shit was old. This shit was from like Battle City age of Yu-Gi-Oh, when Battle City was popular. And what I ended up getting was a Toon Blue Eyes White Dragon figure that is just adorable, that I'm gonna show off. I'll post a picture of it in Discord. It is very cute. I love Toon Blue Eyes. Not a huge Blue Eyes fan, but I love Toon Blue Eyes. He's a menace. Oh man. So where were we at before that? I'm sorry, I derailed a little bit. White Forest stuff. Yeah, Alliance Insight coming out technically next week is a sneak peek, but I should hopefully have the cards through sneak peek. We'll see. We're gonna buy a box, we're gonna sell, we're gonna trade. But just because I am buying a box to open at the event doesn't mean I don't love you, chat. Doesn't mean I don't love you, catters. We're gonna open up another box on stream afterwards. I just don't know when. It depends on how my money looks like. I guess I gotta join Discord. Yeah, I've been posting the past couple of days of like combo lines and stuff with the Alliance Insight stuff, but don't worry if you're not a part of the Discord or don't want to join the Discord. We're going to be looking at those replays here in a couple minutes as well. We're going to get that all set up of how I see what the lines of White Forest is going to look like with Alliance Insight, and what you can do off of just one card starters like Sylvie, Elzette, Field Spell, whatever. Refuse to pay 150 each for a QCR. See, I don't. Exclamation! Oh God, you're in YouTube. Oh, good. 1 second. 1 second. I forgot my. I need to also set that up. Thank you for reminding me. Thank you for reminding me. I don't know how to get that set up, but I will figure it out before next stream. Create invite link. Copy. There we go. Oh nope, that okay, that's not how that worked. All right, sick. Oh, 1 second. 1 second. Invite people. Oh, all right. I'm gonna have to disable streamer mode. Hold on. Bye, people. There we go. Got it. We're gaming. There we go. I'm gonna figure out how to set up Nightbot to where it actually posts on both YouTube and Twitch. I gotta figure out how I get that done. So I apologize for that. We are gaming, baby. Physically salivating at the thought of getting a Diabell's Star QCR. I'm so close. I might get one. I might get one today. We'll see, because I pulled that Call by the Grave. If you they're only going to go up, yeah. I think they're at like 130, 140 today right now currently. But if you are a part of the Discord, I posted it in Discord. I did open a box of Stampede off stream because it was kind of a spur of the moment thing while I was at locals, and I ended up pulling the alt art Called by the Grave. Oh, if you got it for 105, that's a steal. Hell yeah. I did pull an alt art Called by the Grave, so I'm gonna try and see tonight, because tonight at locals is our big quarter century Stampede event. So if anyone gets a Diabell Star, I know one person currently has a Diabell Star. I'm gonna try and see if they want to trade for a Called by the Grave and some cash money business. So I just want one. I just want one QCR Diabell Star. I just want to stare and goon at it. Oh man. But yeah, I'm not even a huge QCR person. I hate that the art is a QCR. But I just love the art. Like, the art is gorgeous. I have to have the art. I'm just sad that it's only in QCR rarity. My God, is she beautiful. Oh man. Okay, so that being said, I've got to get in YouTube mode real fast. We're gonna talk about some white forest real fast. We're talking about the whites today. Speed running that ban. How can I? White forest alliance insight support. I should have put Alliance Insight full set, brand new imports from Alliance Insight. That's Yugioh organization. Maybe that's it. Okay, yeah, this is the. All right. Okay. News set spoilers. I guess that's it. Alliance Insight full set spoiler. Alliance Insight new brand world premiere. Oh yeah, we're also getting the Malice support in this set. Like, Malice. I know we were cheering about Malice being dead and Malice being killed by the ban list, but Malice is going to be perfectly fine. Malice is going to be probably back to tier 1 as soon as they get the new support. Okay, perfect. All right. So I know I'm a little bit behind. But we are going to just pretend. We're gonna pretend no one else has covered this. I'm the first one to cover this card news. And we're gonna cover each card from the new support that's coming out in Alliance Insight first. Then I've got a couple of deck lists that from the OCG that we're gonna talk about. And then we'll talk about the replays, and I'll show you the combo lines and stuff that I've built so far and how I think the deck will probably look for TCG availability. All right, let's go to close up here. Let's turn off the music. Let's get into YouTube voice mode, YouTube catter mode. Ready, chat? Are we ready? All right, in 3, 2, 1. We need to talk about White Forest. Fuck! All right, one more take. Oh, sorry. They call me One Take Lune. They call me One Take Grinning Neko for a reason. Hold on. One more take. We need to talk about White Forest. Good meowing YouTube catters, guys, gals, MBs. Welcome to the video. Today, I know it's been a little bit behind. I know it's been a little bit long overdue, since we promised that we were going to do it post ban list from the YCS Houston. But today we are going to be talking about the new White Forest Alliance Insight support, what it means for White Forest coming up in the future. We're about a week away from sneak peek of Alliance Insight from the time that I am recording this video. But let's see, next week we have the sneak peek, and then the week after that is the official launch of Alliance Insight. I hope to be getting the cards myself physically at that sneak peek, but we should have everything. We're gonna go over all of the cards and support. We're the first, baby. We're the first ever White Forest content creator, Yu-Gi-Oh creator, Yu-Gi-Oh VTuber to ever cover this support. Trust me. Don't look at anything else. Don't search anything else on YouTube. I'm the first to get there. Definitely not behind. But that being said, we're gonna talk about the new support coming out in Alliance Insight. Talk about what the OCG decks are looking like right now for White Forest, because there's been a few tops at some large major events for White Forest. And then we're gonna pull over and then I'm gonna pull up some replays that, if you are part of the Discord, first of all, if you're not a part of the Discord, Why aren't you? Why aren't you part of the Discord? Why do you hate me? But if you are a part of the Discord, you have seen me posting, doom posting at 4:30 a.m., 5 o'clock in the morning, replays and combo lines as I've worked on this deck in the background, worked on different various builds of this deck, and tried to figure out what the best way, or what the, I guess not best way, but like most accurate way of building this deck is going to be here coming up in the future. So if you're watching this video, of course, remember to like, share, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff. Click the little bell down below, smash that like button, or you can follow me at twitch.tv/Grinning Neko. All right, so first and foremost, little catters. First and foremost, let's pull up the cards for Alliance Insight. Let's try and not dox me. Nope. Yeah, no, already failing. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay. All right. Bop. Bop. Yeah, professional. First time. All right. So, if we haven't, where's my catters? Where are my YouTube catters? Where are my chat catters? Catters. There we go. Boop. We're gonna move y'all right here. Move y'all right there. Perfect. Beautiful. There we go. Amazing. Gorgeous. So, first and foremost, let's go through the cards and support that we're getting in Alliance Insight, because it is some sick, nasty, it's some amazing stuff. We're getting like an entire brand new engine that is self-sufficient on its own, without needing the White Force stuff, without needing the Sinful Spoils stuff, but also homogenizes with it if you do open the cards for it. So first and foremost, let me zoom in here. Is this easier to read? There we go. Perfect. First and foremost, we have our Diabellstar, the here. Hold on. If we're gonna get smart, if we're gonna theory craft, if we're gonna do that, we're gonna need something. Hold on. We're gonna need to look smart ourselves. One second. Where is how do I do this? Items. Okay, there we go. Hold on. Boom. All right. Perfect. There we go. Oh, there we go. Hold on. There we go. Oh no, it's attached to my hair. Hold. Tick. Why is it attaching to my hair? Stop it. All right, hold on. I gotta make it like super small first. Okay, perfect. Oh, nope. Still attached to hair. All right, there we go. Yeah. Good enough. A little low brim, a little low on the eyes. Oh, it works. All right, we're smart now. We're intelligent now, chat. Oh. It's like pushed down like Senator Chuck Schumer. Hold on. All right, good enough. Oh God, no, it's attached to the hair again. Hold on. All right, wait for it. Oh. Okay, and then enlarge, enhance. Yeah, we did it. All right, now we're looking smart. Perfect. Okay, now we're ready to review. Now we're ready to theory craft. All right, ignore all of that. Ignore all of that struggle. All right, so first and foremost, new boss monster. Diabellstar, the Sin Adjudicator. It is a level 8 Dark Fiend, 25/21. Effect monster, and this card is always treated as a Sinful Spoils card. Very, very important to note that this card is a Sinful Spoils card as well. It means we no longer We never had to, but it means that now we definitely never have to run that Saint Azamina awful card again that people were trying to be like, no, no, this card's good. I swear this card is amazing. It's not copium. You can use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. You can banish one spell and one trap from your hand and or graveyard, and special summon this card from your hand and or graveyard. Notice that this is an effective summon because it has the little the little semicolon there, or the whatever, yeah, semicolon there. So it's not like normal Diabell Star where it's an inherent summon. It does it is an effect to summon. Quick effect: you can pay half your life points and target one card your opponent controls. Destroy it. Then, if another Diabell monster card is on the field, you can special summon one illusion or spellcaster tuner synchro monster from your extra deck. So this is going to be an inboard piece, and I'll show you the lines after we talk about the rest of the cards and rest of the support and what we're going to probably be adding to the deck, or what most of the decks are going to be adding as far as the numbers and ratios of this support. But this is definitely an inboard piece. It has a quick effect to pop a card, and then also, since you're controlling another Diabell Star in the name of Diabell, Queen of the White Forest, level 8 synchro, illusion monster, we can now, for free, after we get the pop, special summon one illusion or spellcaster tuner synchro monster from our extra deck, which could be your Silvera to book a moon your opponent, could be your Resilia to search out an effect Veiler during your opponent's turn, and it can also be another card coming up that we'll talk about here in the more support as well. So card is very strong, card is amazing. Also really helps out the White Forest inboard, because while, especially with Fiendsmith, you can make a ton of you can make a ton of negates, face up negates, Omni negates, whatever, and your Book of Eclipse. The problem with White Forest inboard is we don't really have anything to destroy cards. Like, we don't really have any way to stop like field spells, continuous spells, and stuff from activating, which are very popular, like True Light, for example, being a continuous trap. Like, all we had to do is, or all we can do is really use a face up negate for it, or an Omni negate for it. And then if they have, say, something like a Bestial that hits the board during our turn, then a lot of the times, especially with like Ila Sevilla, they just go battle, attack over the Ila Sevilla to make you lose one negate off the start and take a little bit of damage. So this is very good. This is a very good end piece, and something that White Forest has been needing in the form of a pop or destroy effects. Next card, and I love this art, by the way. This is like one of my favorite arts. Is going to be Diabell's the White Witch. So she is also a level 8 effect monster, 25/21, but she is a light illusion monster. Very important, very important. Waggle waggle. But also super important to note is this card is always treated as a White Forest card. So this card is going to be searchable by everything in our engine. It's going to be searchable by Tails. It's going to be searchable by LZ. It's going to be searchable by the new support coming out that we'll talk about. This card is very, very good, and this is what really ties both these two engines together. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. You can send one spell and trap from your hand or field to the graveyard. Special summon this card from your hand. Again, important to note, semicolon here means that it's an effect. So this is an effect of a White Forest card or a monster effect ascending. So this triggers your White Forest spells and traps as well to reset themselves. So you can send your Woes, you can send your Tails, you can send your Scourge and reset it for the special summon of this card. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can send one Civil Spoils. Oh, also important to note, because the second effect is not on normal or special summon, you can chain block too with it. So you can go send a woes to special summon Diabells, go effective Diabells, chainlink 1, chainlink 2, reset the White Forest cards, reset your woes to chain block as well. So if this card is normal or special summoned, you can send 1 Sinful Spoils or Diabell card from your deck to the graveyard. And then finally, monsters you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects while you control 2 or more Diabell monsters. Again, this includes any of your Diabell Star monsters. This includes Diabells and Diabell Star, the Sin Adjudicator. This includes Diabell, the White Witch, the Synchro monster, with Diabells. Like, this card is crazy, and it's a great form of protection for your board as well if we're playing something like a hard go second deck that likes playing Lightning Storms or Dark Holes, things like that. Or like I guess a more common one would be like Mitsurugi has Raigeki on monsters now, so something like that is super good. Again, also sends a Sinful Spoils or Diabell card from your deck to the graveyard. So this card can send your Diabell Star from your deck if you wanted it to. And then you could use the effect of your Diabell Star to banish a spell and a trap from your hand or graveyard to special it from your grave. So is like a really good 2-card combo that sets you up not only protection, but also sets you up with a pop quick effect. And then if you happen to just end on these 2 monsters, like say you've been like drolled to oblivion or hand trapped to oblivion, and the only thing you can do is end on this, dump this, Diabell Star raises itself, so you have just these 2 monsters on the field, you can at least have a quick effect pop on your opponent's turn and summon a new Synchro monster that we're going to talk about here in a few minutes. And then quick synchro using this to make another form of interaction. So we have some plays now. We have stuff we can do, which is great. Oh, all right. Now here comes the negatives. I will say, and I'm probably wrong. I could be wrong. I'm not saying I am the like #1 authority on White Forest, #1 master. Like, I've been wrong before. I could be wrong again. I don't like this card. I don't think this card is very good. This is Azamina. So this is like the purified form of Azamina, or like the final boss form of Azamina, of Saint Azamina. It is a level 12 illusion effect monster. It is just Azamina. So this can be summoned by your hallowed Azamina, your Azamina debtors, if you send 3 Sinful Spoils cards, or it can be fusion summoned with a Queen of the Azamina if you happen to run that card, +1 fusion or synchro monster. But it can also be special summoned by tributing 1 Saint Azamina you control. So you would have to run the other Saint Azamina, which is like what, level 12 or no, level 10, the big tentacle monster, and 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. So it's basically a kaiju, kind of, to get rid of like towers monsters, which can be good. Don't get me wrong, that effect can be good. This card cannot be destroyed by card effects, which is fine. And then each time your opponent activates a card or effect, all monsters your opponent controls lose 500 attack when it resolves. Your opponent cannot activate the effects of monsters with 0 attack. This is the problem. This negate is just not good enough. It's just not a good card. The fact that it only decreases the attack after resolution means that your opponent still gets, like, say, I mean, what is most let's see here. What is most Ryzeal? Let's look at Ryzeal X. Ryzeal X is a very popular card. Ryzeal is a very good card. Ryzeal, 500 attack monster. So It does hose Ryzeal X. If they activate Ryzeal X, let's see here. Each time your opponent activates a card or effect, all monsters your opponent control when it resolves. So if it resolves how I think it does, if you activate this in hand, it resolves, it specials itself. Or the effect in hand resolves, it specials itself. All monsters lose 500 attack. So now Ryzeal X is at 0. Meaning if it can't activate the normal special summon effect of adding a fire thunder monster from your deck to your hand. So it does shut off X Ryzeal. That is good. Ice Ryzeal, 1700. So all the effects activating in hand would be fine. And it doesn't lose attack until it already hits the field, is the other thing. So it would activate its effect. It would make everything minus 1k if it's, I'm pretty sure it stacks throughout the turn. So it'd still come in as 700, still it'd still be here. So that's 2 effects we've already activated. Node Ryzeal. So they would have to specifically go node, or Sword Ryzeal is the other good one. Sword Ryzeal is at 1500, so they've already had to activate 3 effects for this to be negated. So if they go X into Sword, they X would be negated, Sword would still resolve, then they would be at 1500 because the effect to special and then the effect to to add. So they'd be at 1500. So then Node would be shut off. They would have, if they use the effect of Node in hand to special, they can, but that would make it now 2k. And then if they go, and then Ice Ryzeal could activate in hand, they'd be at 25, but they wouldn't be able to activate this on summon effect. The only problem, and then they would be at 25. So, but at that point, they're already making Duo Drive. They're already able to make Detonator. It doesn't really matter too much. I don't think this card does enough. Again, I could be wrong. I just don't think it's strong enough. On the other hand, this card though, Snake Eyes Execute Dragon, I see this card being in not only White Forest extra decks. This card is an amazing level 12 to just generically go in everyone's deck. It's a fire dragon monster, meaning that it's even Tempai support for some reason. But level 12 synchro, 3000 attack, 2500 defense, 1 tuner plus 1 non-tuner, plus 1 plus non-tuner monsters. And then you can activate the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. During the main phase, quick effect, you can target 1 face-up monster on the field or in the graveyard. Place it face up in its owner's spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. Also, this card cannot use this effect next turn. So kind of the Baron effect a little bit, or what is that? There used to be an inboard piece monster that could only, like, if it activated its effect during your turn, you couldn't activate it the next turn. You had to wait like 1 entire round cycle to activate. I don't remember what it was. But then the second effect of this card, during the battle phase, quick effect, you can target 2 cards on the field, 1 monster and 1 continuous spell, and destroy both of them. This card is crazy. This card not only spells and traps, like say we're playing against Blue Eyes for something, Blue Eyes Primite, that's a popular deck. They go during the main phase, they go normal summon Sage effect to add their level 1 light tuner, add their like maiden, whatnot. You go Snake Eyes Execute Dragon effect, push their monster to the spell and trap card zone. That's used their normal summon already. And it doesn't pop it, so it keeps it on the field as a continuous spell card. Then if they happen to still continue combo after that, like they pitch the maiden, get True Light, do all of those shenanigans, True Light, special summon Blue Eyes, bring back Maiden from the grave, and they have material. They go to battle. Now we have a quick effect, pop not only the Sage in the back row, but also the whatchamacallit? The Spirit with Eyes of Blue, or not Spirit with Eyes of Blue, Blue Eye Spirit Dragon. We can also pop their monster on the field as well. So this card is like 2 forms of removal, level 12, very strong. Yo, Sai, how's it going? Welcome in. Very good removal. Again, this is something that White Force has been needing in the form of removal, as actually being able to pop and destroy cards and get cards off the field. It can also just pop continuous spells, which are very popular currently in the format right now. For example, Primite Lordly Load, a very popular continuous spell. It's only going to see more play, as Primite Engine is very good right now. If you didn't want to pop them on, if you didn't want to pop something that you've pushed back there, and you don't have to, like a lot of decks don't have the ability to get a monster out of their continuous spell cards. So that's why Snake Eyes Dragon, or Flamebird's Dragon was like so strong as far as removal. Is why Subversion still is a very strong card as a removal spell. It's a weird and good effect that not many decks can handle. Now, what ties this all together, and you're thinking, I bet you're thinking to yourself, how are we going to make a level 12, Mr. Neko, Mr. Lune? How are we going to make a level 12 with our deck? Welcome to level 4 Formula Synchron. We have Shiroki Mori no Genyo. Yeah, Shiroki Mori no Genyo, or Mystic Mystery of the White Forest. This little guy is, look. I love this art. This art is gorgeous. This little guy, this little poplar, little god tier poplar. Like being purified and just like being just the centerpiece of this story. This little guy is a level 4 Illusion Synchro tuner monster. Very important to remember. We'll come back to that later. 700 attack, 2k defense. So a little beefy boy too. Hard to get over sometimes. You can use 1 tuner plus 1 non-tuner monster. You can only use the effect first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. If this card is special summoned, meaning it doesn't have to be synchro summoned specifically, remember that, you can target 2 White Force monsters in your graveyard, place them face up in your owner's spell and trap zone as continuous spells. And then number 2, during your opponent's main phase, quick effect, you can activate this effect. Immediately after it resolves, synchro summon using this card you control. So it is a level 4 Formula Synchron. It is very, very good. It's definitely what we've been needing as well. I mean, it's just more like icing on the cake for the deck. The special summon effect to target 2 White Force monsters in your grave, place them face up in your owner's spell and trap card zone. Is interesting, I will say. I don't know the applications for it yet. I haven't figured that quite out, other than just like giving you more ammo to send for your spell, your White Force effects, like your Diabell your Diabell Queen of the White Forest and Resilia send effects. It's for the Doom Dragon. You can do Doom Dragon. True, actually. Yeah, it puts 2 monsters in your spell and trap card zone. So it's a free Doom Dragon if you wanted to during your turn, I guess, if you want to go into this line. But I see this more as like something you special summon during your opponent's turn, because if we scroll up real fast, up to our original boss monster, if we remember, and I told you to take note of this, quick effect, pay half your life points, then target 1 card your opponent controls, destroy it, Then, if another Diabell monster is on the field, you can special summon one illusion or spellcaster tuner synchro monster from your extra deck. So remember how I talked about worst case scenario? You get drolled or you get just hand trapped to oblivion, and these two cards are the only cards you basically end on, plus back row. You go quick effect Diabell, pay your life points, pop a card, special summon a synchro tuner, and again, this could be Silvera to Book of Moon, your opponent. It could be Rasilia to get an effect veiler to get a another form of negate or interaction. But you can also summon this little guy as a level 4 tuner synchro, and then synchro into your Snake Eyes Execute Dragon. Yay! During your opponent's turn. Now you have a main phase quick effect, push a monster back to the continuous spell, and then battle phase. You can now pop an additional 2 more cards. This is a 2 card pop 3. Like this. It technically is a 2 card pop 3, but a 2 card like 4 card interaction. Like this is crazy off of just 2 cards. Plus plus again, we have all the follow up for a next turn as well. Half your life points is kind of scary, but I mean, we're already playing, a lot of decks are already just playing Solemn Judgment anyways, if we're going first to side out from Mulcharmies. So it's not, it looks scary, but it's honestly fine, because like the only time this would get, like if you're close to time in the round, it's a little scary, but if you're stopping their turn, if you're stopping their turn and it gets back to you, you're killing them. Like they are dead. They have nothing else on the board. You have a 2,500 beater. You have a 3K beater. Like you just go to battle phase and attack for 5K rather than attack for and then win 3,000 to 4,000. Like this is you really have to play kind of quickly. You just have to like upgrade an attack. Yeah, which I mean 2,500 is not a bad card. Like I know it looks a little weird because it's an effect monster and not an extra deck monster, but no, like this is an amazing boss monster to end on. Like this is a strong card. And honestly, I think you even keep the Diabells. Like you don't synchro with the Diabells, you synchro with the Diabell Star, because then you can just go banish spell and trap from your graveyard, special summon that's back. Now you have another pop if you need to on your opponent's turn or on your turn. So you would have yourself to 2K, but then you would also get a illusion or spellcaster tuner synchro monster. You would also get your Rasilia or your Silvera at this point, book the rest of their field if they have anything left, and now you have 4 monsters to attack with on your opponent's turn. So like this is, it's fine. Like as long as you have time in the round, as long as there's time to play, as long as they're going quickly, you are winning if you are resolving these cards. That being said, now we've got a couple of spells and traps to really round out the cards. First and foremost, Phileas Diabell, which I think has something to do with Greek. I don't know. I'm not smart enough for that. It's a normal spell. You can use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. First effect, add 1 level 8 or higher Diabell monster from your deck to your hand, or if only your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon it instead. And then second effect, if this card becomes banished, you can make all Diabell monsters you control gain 500 attack. This is not even till end of turn. This is a flat 500 attack. So if we are going hard second, and we can special summon any one of our Diabell monsters. So we can special summon Diabells, the White Witch, we can special summon the Diabell Star and the Sin Adjudicator. If we special summon the Diabells, we then get the send of the Sinful Spoils or Diabell card from your deck to the graveyard. So we send the Sin Adjudicator, banish the Fearless Diabell. They now gain 500 attack each, so they're now 3k beaters apiece. And then you banish a trap with it as well. Oh look, what is that? A trap that we want banished? Curse of Diabell. You can use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. If you control 2 or more Diabell monsters, send 1 monster you control to the graveyard. Destroy all face-up cards your opponent controls. I mean, really strong board wipe. Like, this is basically Fiendsmith Paradise for White Forest. Like, we don't, with this new support, we don't have to play Fiendsmith stuff, or a full Fiendsmith engine. Yeah, this is a very strong card with just its first effect alone. But if that wasn't enough, if this card is sent to the graveyard or banished from the hand or deck, you can add 1 Diabell spell trap card from your deck to your hand, except Curse of the Diabell. And it procs your Black Witch too. It does. Yeah, so like, for instance, yeah, you end on this card set, plus Diabell Star. You like both Diabell Stars, the Black Witch or the Sin Adjudicator. You can send the Black Witch during your opponent's turn, destroy all face-up cards they control. So Fiendsmith and Paradise, they're board. And then Diabell comes back, and you can now set your Sinful Spoils. You can set your Deception for your next turn. Set your Wanted. Set your Sinful Spoils, Morian, if you're playing that card. Like, very, very strong card effect. And then, like I said, if it even also has the added effect that if you don't need this during your opponent's turn, or if you don't, it has the like Fiendsmith and Paradise value to it, where if you don't need it, you can push this easily to the graveyard with a White Forest effect. And if this card is pitched, you can add a Diabell spell or trap from your deck to your hand. Oh, what's that? Fearless Diabell is a spell card. So now it is a free Rhoda. We pitch this for White Forest going first. Add Fearless Diabell. Now Fearless Diabell adds your White Witch, and your White Witch dumps the Sin Adjudicator. The Sin Adjudicator now banishes these 2 cards, and now we have both our Diabells and Diabell Star on the board. The like way these cards interact as a little package, like a little mini package, is so very strong and so enjoyable. Like the fact that they don't have to be tied to the White Forest, but the White Forest does make them a lot better, is a lot of fun. I really like this, and it's a great way to play around like things like Drollen Lockbird as well. And even if another line you could do is, if you're going through your White Forest combo, your LZ can add this. Your new White Forest, it's not here, I think it's in another article. We have a White Forest field spell that is a Rhoda on activation. So it can, since this is a White Forest card, that field spell can add this Diabells. Now this Diabells can send a spell or trap, can send the field spell if it wanted to, because you're basically done with that. Special summon this card, and now you get to send a Sinful Spoils or Diabell card. So you send the Curse of the Diabell. It's now this card has been sent from the hand or deck. So now you add the Diabell spell, you add the Fearless Diabell. Fearless Diabell now adds the Diabell Star Sin Adjudicator. So you have multiple ways to get through this line and interact with this line. And it's really sweet. It's really cool. And I really love that they created this package like this to do. I think like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think these 6 cards alone are very strong for this format. It is really everything needed. And then the final card, Sumanaki Sumanaki Zio. There we go. That's hard to do. Sinless Sinful Spoils. So it's a Sinful Spoils card. You can activate, you only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. You can activate one of these effects. Target one Diabell monster in your graveyard or banishment, discard one card, and if you do, special summon that monster. Target one face-up card, monster card in the spell and trap card zone, special summon it. I don't know. So this is what makes your the level 4, the little poplar, a lot better if you have this already set and activated. So now you can push up one of your White Force names and special summon it to restart your combo. Or this also gets you back Diabell Star from your graveyard or banishment. It's okay. Like, it's good. I haven't seen really any decks leverage this card. So, but I don't think it's a bad card. I just don't know if it's going to be our first choice to build in decks, to be honest. So, we'll see as we come up. That being said, speaking of, yo, Tex, what's going on? How are you? Give me on. What did you walk into? We are discussing White Forest. We are talking all things White Forest. This has been long overdue. I have the time now. There's time now. That being said, now that we've discussed these cards, let's see like how people are using these cards, how people are leveraging these cards in the OCG real fast. We'll go over a couple of lists and talk about their card choices in those. Fuck. I thought about it and I was like, no, this is fine. This is okay. I didn't I was like, no, surely this wouldn't close my entire browser, right? Right, chat? Right? Hold on. Oh, hold on. There we go. All right. F11. There we go. Okay. So, let's talk about the OCG a little bit. We're going to talk about two specific lists for White Forest. First, this is the top 64 metagame breakdown for YCS Tokyo. Just last week. Yeah, just last weekend. Last Sunday. And coming in a crisp, chill 9th place was White Forest with the new support. So let's look over this list because there's a couple things that I wanted to talk about in this list. So we can see of each one of the new Diabell Star, new Diabells. Normal White Forest name package of 8 to 9 names. Triple Sylvie, Triple Elzette, the one Azza Elzette, and the one Rusia, the best names of. I do think you could run a Stellar if you wanted to. I think a Stellar gets better. Especially since we have so many ways to search White Forest monster names. But it really depends. We'll have to see as the format goes along if we even need the Stellar. I don't think it's necessary, but I think you could definitely run it. They're only on one Diabell Star, but that's because OCG Diabell Star is limited, and Wanted is limited as well. So we can definitely run, we'll definitely be running multiple Wanteds because Wanted is just a great card. It's a great draw effect. And we can run multiple Diabell Stars. I think you would probably just run 2 Diabell Stars at most, since we can even Wanted to add the Sin Adjudicator Diabell Star as well. Like, we don't have to run all 3 copies of Diabell Star. But Diabell Star is still a 1-card combo, 1-card starter for this deck. With the use of Chorozo. So, Ash Blossom, Max C, it's OCG, they get Max C. This would just be like Mulcharmies for us. And then triple White Forest Field Spell. The Field Spell is very good. I know we didn't talk about it earlier in the video, but the Field Spell is very good. It is a better Rhoda for than Tails. Like you want to run 3 copies of it because it just gets us into our entire engine. It does have the caveat, it does have the downside of if you activate this card, you are locked out of special summoning your dark monsters, so you can't go into Azamina line after you activated this card. But I still think it's fine. Or you can't special summon dark monsters from your extra deck after you've activated this card. But it's fine because we do have lines to go around that. Speaking of how they like to use this, and I'm hesitant myself. We'll see. Like I like the idea of it, I like the thought of it, but we'll see how it is in practice. They're using Azamina debtors, because if you're locked out of your Azamina cards, your special summoning of dark monsters during your turn, you can just go synchro with Azamina LZ, get your deception, tribute something, add Azamina debtors instead of hallowed. Now you just set your debtors, and now you can make Solar Stitching during their turn. You can make Ila Sevilla during their turn, depending on which one you need. So it's not a huge drawback, but it does make the lines a little wonky, I will say. It does make the lines a little wonky. One of each of the new Felis Diabel and Curse of the Diabel, and wanted, of course, at 1 because they limited to 1 double called by. Down here is where like I start to disagree with the deck a little bit. I mean, granted, they got 9th place out of like a 500 person tournament, so I can't say too much. I can't talk anything, but I feel like it could be better put in practice, and it's also because like card ratios are different than the OCG. But what I really like here, I will talk about, is this card right here. This is Foolish Burial Goods. And in Foolish Burial Goods, I mean, boop. Reason why they're running Foolish Burial Goods, if you don't know what Foolish Burial Goods does, is it is a normal spell. It's not, it is a normal spell. And then you can send a 1 spell and trap from your deck to your graveyard. Very easy, very simple mechanic. Why they run this card is because they use it to not only dump Curse of Diabel, because just dumping Curse of Diabel with Foolish Burial Goods, 1 copy of Foolish Burial Goods, starts your whole Diabel Star line. Curse, fucking got them. Thank you, Dreamers. Curse of these nuts. So if you get drolled, for instance, and you've opened Foolish Burial Goods in hand, you dump Curse of Diabel. Actually, so sorry, before you get drolled, you can go Foolish Burial Goods, dump Curse of Diabel. Curse of Diabel adds Felis Diabel. Now you get drolled. Felis Diabel, if they control a monster, can special summon, like if we're going second, can special summon the Diabel's Witch. The Diabel's Witch can now dump the Sin Adjudicator, and now we have a spell and a trap in the grave to banish for the Adjudicator to special summon from the graveyard. What this can also do going second is can dump this cheeky little 1 copy of Black Goat Laughs. So you go Foolish Burial Goods, dump Black Goat Laughs. Now we have an interaction in the graveyard to, if we're going second, to negate the effect of like a detonator or something face up on the field. I really like the 1 little copy of Foolish Burial Goods. It has a lot of play in this deck. You can also it can also dump like other things like Wanted, for example. Wanted, banish itself, shuffle back one of your simple spoils to get yourself a free draw if you needed to as well. It can also dump the Debtors, and Debtors has a graveyard effect where Debtors, it can target an Azamina monster in your graveyard, special summon it by banishing this card. It can also just even dump your Hallowed Azamina, and you can do Hallowed Azamina, shuffle back your like Azamina LZ or something, to add this back to your hand directly if you needed to, if you got drolled or something during your combo, or just been hand trapped to oblivion. So this card does a lot of work, pulls in a lot of work. I don't necessarily agree with Pot of Prosperity. Terraforming you could probably run as a 4th copy of White Forest, but I don't think it's necessarily needed. 1 thrust, 1 talents. I'm sure the talents can go in the side, or thrust can go in the side. But I do like thrust in this deck, being able to grab, at least going second, being able to grab stuff, or set your woes, or set your tails, send it with LZ, or send it with Diabels, to reset them and make them activatable. But no, this deck is super sweet. There was a second list. Oh, can't. Oh, wrong button. I had to take it out of F11. There was a second list I wanted to go over. From the 3v3 tournament. Second place, it was like 400 participant, 384 participant 3v3 tournament. And second place was White Forest as well. This is a little bit more closely accurate to what a TCG list would look like. I'm not a huge fan of Super Poly. I think it's okay. I think it's a like good board breaking card at this point. If we're forced to go second, game 1, but I don't think it's. I don't know if it's the best. I don't know. Maybe run with it a little bit. It can make a Garura, can make a Muddy Mud Dragon, or it can even make Guardian Chimera. Well, actually, no, it can't make Guardian Chimera because it has to be on either field. So you cannot make Guardian Chimera with it. But you can make one of these two. Solar Stygian and Guardian Chimera pops cards, no more Regina. I see. Yeah, I think they. I mean, to be fair, you kind of have to ignore extra decks of OCG because OCG has Baron de Fleur, has Apollosa still, has like really degenerate extra deck monsters that are banned in Yu-Gi-Oh for good reason. So you 100% play those over something like a Moa Regina, or Guardian Chimera and stuff like that. For a moment, I thought there was another language and not card names. It is another language. It's Japanese. This is the OCG. This is the Japanese Yu-Gi-Oh. This is where they get all the cards ahead of us. I'm just acoustic, so I know like what these cards do, or I know what the cards are by their pictures. Oh, the name's the person typed out. Oh, okay. Yeah. So extra deck you kind of have to ignore a little bit, like just because there's some good things to take away from it. Don't get me wrong. Like Snake Eyes we're gonna be running the Snake Eyes Execute Dragon. Chaos Angel is amazing card still. But the fact that like Baron de Fleur has to be in every extra deck, Apollosa has to be in every extra deck, for Yu-Gi-Oh, like even in Blue Eyes Primite, for example, they're playing Baron de Fleur. Like, yeah, and there's just so many generic cards that have to be key. Like if you're playing a synchro deck, you can make a level 10, you're playing Baron. That's already one slot. But we look here, same ratios. They do have one extra as a LZ, which is fine. Yeah, if Apollosa and Baron, or one of the two, were still like legal, Snake Eyes would be amazing right now. It's still a little less strong because of OSS, but really they still get there regardless, with how many cards they get to cycle through. Anyways, what was I gonna say here? Looking at this deck, this is closer to the OCG. They have one extra as a LZ for an extra White Forest name, which is perfectly fine. 9 card starters, or 9 name stars, the best names. Mole Charming, Full Willows, Ash Blossom, Double Maxi. This for us, this could be Droll, this could be Effect Veiler, things like that. Triple Field Spell, of course, as well. Tails, Sinful Smalls, Wanted, we run 3 copies of. Again, Azamina Debtors to get over the lockout effect of the White Force Field Spell. And then Soul Super Poly as well, called by it too. And then they're also on the Foolish Burial Goods and the 1 Black Goat Last. So very, very cute, like very cute interaction. And can start your combos. I really like these 2 builds of this deck, and you can see like the homogeny between them. They're also on the woes as well. I think this is at least starting out. I mean, of course, hand traps are going to be changed up a little bit for us, but at least starting out, and our non-engine is going to be changed up a little bit. But I think at least for us starting out, like this is a good build to start off on for this deck. Okay. All right. Now. Meow, 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 meow. One more thing we want to cover. Now, I know what you're thinking. I know what your little brain is going on the other side of that screen. I know what's inside of it. I know what you're thinking. How are we going to use these cards? How do these cards work? Mr. Neko, you can name all these cards and you can talk about how they're good, but how are they actually applied in a deck? Well, little silly chatter, little silly catter, I'm gonna tell you as soon as I can find my link for it. There we go. Because I have been going over this, been working on this in the background a little bit. Pause this. Okay, I've been working in the background a little bit for this deck. If you're a part of the Discord, you've already seen the links posted as well. But boop, boop, boop. There we go. But I have a couple of replays of like 1 card starters with this deck and how some of the lines can work with this deck. And then I have a final replay that is how I think the deck art is going to be built. Real fast. Thank you for the hydrate. I am actually parched. So yeah, let me pause recording real fast. Thank you for reminding me. There we go. Okay. Oh. Okay, much better. Thank you. Thank you for that. I got to yapping way too much. My mouth was dry. Okay. All right. So real fast, let's look over a couple of lists that I've been working on for this deck. First and foremost, we have Azamina White Forest Fiendsmith. Now, I know what you're saying. I know what you're thinking. Where's the Fiendsmith? And baby, all we need are these 2 cards right here. Lacrima, the Crimson Tears, and Fiendsmith Engraver. So you can actually go full combo with this deck to go into Moon of the Closed Heaven. So I will show you the lines for this, the combo for this deck at the end of the towards the end after we go through the replays. You can even take out the Esteller if you wanted to. The Esteller is definitely not even needed. I just put it in there because I like White Force names. I think Esteller is very cute. Don't you jail me! Stop it! I'm right. I'm correct. Don't hide what. Don't, listen. They jailed Jesus too. they jailed him because he was a prophet. They didn't believe in him either. Esteller is super cute. I really love the Esteller art, and I really wish this card was like a lot better. But I will say, even with the new support, Esteller is not bad, because like you can search a White Forest name off of witches of the White Forest. You can search You can special summon it with Sinful Spoils of the White Forest, so you don't have to use your normal summon with it. You can add it with Tails if you needed to. You can add it with LZ if you needed to. So there's a lot of ways to get into a Stellar and actually like make it like decent as an engine piece. But any 2 cards, any 2 monster names. Thank you for the bets. Yeah, and it plays around Droll a lot better too. But any 2 names, of course, goes into your Moon of the Closed Heaven, goes into Fiendsmith Requiem. Requiem summons your Lacrima. Lacrima dumps your Engraver. Engraver can special summon back, or you can use one of your level 4s coming back from the grave to make your Sequence. And Sequence shuffles all of them back into the deck to make your Desiree. And while this is only a 2-card negate Desiree, it's still an untargetable Desiree. And you're only really negating like 1 face-up card with Desiree regardless anyways. So you're not missing out a whole lot. But let's go into our replays first before I get into this. And it'll make a lot of this make sense. So this first replay, play real fast. Me putting away this, me putting away these cards to show. Fast forward. All right, pop, pop. All right. So this first replay that I have is literally just a 1-card combo off of LZ. I only added the 2 cards so you can see what we get off of 1 card. Again, this is not what's going to be accurate because of course you're playing in against an opponent. An opponent is going to have interaction against you a lot of the time, but this is just showing off how the lines can work with this deck. So we'll go LZ, send this. The reason why there's an imperm here is it is just any spell LZ plus any spell or trap. Add your Sylvie. Normal summon your Sylvie. Sylvie effect. Add your Tails. Now we make our Resilia, our level 6. Resilia effect. Send the Tails. Add our field spell now. This tail sets itself. This could also just add like your woes. This could also add your scourge. We'll go Tails. Sorry, I hate the interface of Dueling Book, I'll be honest. Tails is gonna add us the Azza LZ, I believe. Yeah, the Azza LZ. As the LZ targets itself, special summons itself. Now we make the 8. Now we can get back the random spell or trap or the Tails. So we're just gonna add back the random spell and trap. And we're gonna add fucking it went too fast. And then so it went Chainlink 1 as the LZ, Chainlink 2 Diabel to add back the spell trap to chain block. So the Azza LZ is gonna add the Wanted. I know I rewinded back. Diabel Star is going to special summon off the Wanted, dump the random spell trap. Diabel Star is going to set our Deception now. Reason why we're going into the Azamina line now first is so because this Witches of the White Forest is going to lock us out of summoning special summoning dark monsters from our extra deck. So tribute the Diabel Star for the Deception, grab our Hallowed Azamina. Now we can grab Hallowed Azamina. Special summon can be your Mursil Yago, or it can be your Ilisivia. Again, we're not, this combo is not to play around Nibiru or anything like that, or play around interaction. It's literally just showing what you could do off of 1 card with this deck. So we get Mursil Yago. Mursil Yago adds us Civil Spoils of the White Forest. Banish the Wanted. put the deception back. Oh. All right, we'll do hollowed effect first. So, shuffle back the Aza Hallowed as Hallowed Azamina, send the Sinful Spoils card in our hand, the Sinful Spoils of the White Forest. I think like the smarter play is to keep the deception in the graveyard, because the deception is going to set itself, so we can wanted shuffle back the Sinful Spoils of the White Forest. But now we have both our Azamina monsters. Now we can go with Witches of the White Forest, since we no longer need a special summon darks. Witches of the White Forest is going to add our Diabelle's the White Witch, because this card is a White Forest card. This card is always treated as a White Forest card, so it is a White Forest monster. Now we can send the Witches of the White Forest for the Diabelles. And the Diabelles is going to send the Curse of Diabelle from our deck to the grave. That's going to trigger the Curse of Diabelle. Add the Felis Diabelle. There we go. And then the Felis Diabelle is going to add us our Diabelle star. There we go. And now we have multiple spells and traps in the grave that we can banish if we wanted to. We're gonna do the effect of Sylvie in the grave to shuffle back to Rasilia. Special the Sylvie. And now we can make our Snake Eyes Execute Dragon. Go banish Curse of Diabelle, banish the witches. The reason why we banish the witches here, the field spell, is because it doesn't really recur itself, doesn't get anything back. And if we were cracking back on our opponent's turn, like say they somehow remove the Diabelle Star Sin Adjudicator, then we can resummon it and banish the Felis Diabelle. And now we have the 3K beater on the crackback when we can actually attack. Thank you for the bets. Thank you for the bets. So then you I don't know if I do it here. Oh yeah, we banish wanted, shuffle back the Sinful Spoils, draw a card, we drew another wanted, and then in phase, Deception will set itself on the field. So this is what you could just do off of one card. We could probably go more as well, in the sense that to get the Murasiliago out the field. There's some other stuff that we could do. There's probably a different way we could order the line, but I mean, it's still not bad. I mean, this is still makes all of their monsters minus 500 attack each for each Azamina, so it makes them minus 1,000. So it kind of insulates our Ila Sevilla, but ideally, you don't want this here, really. We could have figured out something else. We could have figured out a different line with this. If we wanted to play around Bestials, we could have shuffled back this instead of the LZ Azamina to just get it off the field as well. Yeah, the attack point drain is actually very beautiful, or is actually very useful. And if this card's destroyed by a card effect or battle, this adds a Sinful Spoils spell from our deck. So it goes in. Can I actually look at? I don't think I can look at our deck. You can actually go in and add another wanted if we didn't draw wanted here. Or it can add our Sinful Spoils of the White Forest as well when this thing is destroyed. So that was just one replay. That was just a one card starter off of LZ, plus a random spell and trap. Let's see what else we can do. Grab the next replay for you. I'm gonna grab all three real fast. Bop, bop. Okay. There we go. All right. I believe this one was this is just a replay off of Diabell Star. Yeah, Diabell Star plus 2 monsters. I do mess up a little bit, or there we go. All right, there we go. All right, so this is just a 1-card starter with Diabell Star plus like Molcharming Fuwalos can be any card, and then have Effect Veiler can be any monster. But you have to have at least 1 monster in your starting hand for this combo to work. So we'll but they just represent 2 random cards. So Diabell Star, pitch the Fuwalos, the Set Our Deception. Just and reason why we need a monster in hand is because we want to keep this Diabell Star off the tribute effect. So we'll tribute the monster in our hand. Add our Hallowed. Hallowed's going to summon our Yugioh. Yugioh is going to add our LZ Azamina. Now we'll send both of them to Contact Fuse to go Chorozo. And now, before we go into Resilia, we'll add back the Hallowed by shuffling back the Yugioh, so we have a guaranteed spell and trap in our hand. You can also do this if you started Wanted as well. You can just do like Wanted, Banish Deception, or Banish Wanted, put Deception on the bottom. To draw a card to see if you draw into a spell or trap if it need be. But now we special summon the LZ Azamina, make Resilia, and now we pitch the Hallowed Azamina, and now to grab Sinful Spoils with our LZ Azamina search, and then grab LZ with our Resilia search. LZ Azamina is going to pitch, or LZ is going to pitch the Sinful Spoils to get us a monster. We'll get our Sylvie for our normal summon. Sinful Spoils is going to set itself. And now we can go into Diabell Star. Or sorry, Diabell, Queen of the White Forest. It's going to add us back to Hallowed Azamina. So now we can go Hallowed Azamina. Or we'll go Sylvie first, I guess. Add Witches here. Now we can go Hallowed Azamina, send the Sinful Spoils of the White Forest. Add or summon the Elis of Elis, and now we've done both our Azaminas. So we've done both of our extra deck dark monsters. Now we can activate Witches. Witches can get us Diabells if we wanted to. Can also get us our Resilia. We'll send the Witches for the Diabells. Diabells to dump the Curse. Curse to add the Filius. Make our Doom Dragon. Or our Execute Dragon, sorry. I get those names confused. And now we can go Filius. Diabell Star. Sin Adjudicator. Banish a spell and a trap. And now we have Diabell Star, the Sin Adjudicator. So. Ideally... if we're optimizing this line, we want to get the Diabell Star, the Sin Adjudicator. If we're going second, we want to get the Diabell Star, Sin Adjudicator out as soon as possible, because this can just pump out a tuner synchro. But ideally, like as long as we have like you want to keep 2 Diabell monsters on the field together as long as humanly possible. So we could have actually made this a little bit more optimal by special summoning this out first before we get rid of the Diabells, because this does protect us against being destroyed card effects. So I guess like Ghost Ogre and stuff like that. But try to play it just as much as possible. And then we set our back row or whatever else that we started with. Again, this is just a 1-card starter off of having Diabellstar in hand plus a monster and 1 card to pitch or whatever. Just like 1 random card to pitch. All right. And we still just go full combo off that Diabellstar. Now, the final replay is what I think the deck is going to look like in a competitive setting here in the future. Ignore all this because I think I reset it a couple of times just as I was figuring it out this morning, or figuring out how the line worked this morning. Because I think I go full combo and then I realized like I messed up a line to where I went to where I didn't have any field zones left. So I had to like rewind it back, and by the time I rewinded it back, I didn't realize that it kept the entire recording instead of what I was gonna all I did. So I'm just fast forwarding through this real fast. All right, yeah, there we go. There's the reset. There's like, oh wait, I'm stupid. Okay, yeah, here we go. All right, so random test hand. Is there a way to go backwards? Oops. All right, so this combo is just showing a random test hand of what I feel like the deck is going to look like in competitive setting. Well, we'll see like tournament lists look like as a like just more combo version of White Forest, I guess, if that's what you'll call it. So we'll start off with just normal summon Sylvie. Again, these lines are basically like if your opponent has no interaction. Granted, we already did open the tails and the witches here, so we do have interaction through like something like an Ash and Imperma or Effect Veiler on our Sylvie. We can still go full combo through it. So we'll grab our Elzette Azamina here. Effective Elzette Azamina special. Get that out as soon as possible so we can go into our hallowed, or we can go into our Azamina line as soon as possible. We'll go Chain Link 1, Elzette Azamina, Chain Link 2, Brasilia to play around Ash Blossom, pitch the woes, get our Deception, and get our Estelar. Again, you don't have to run Estelar. This can be literally any name. This could add your Elzette, since we didn't start with normal Elzette. Probably better if this was normal Elzette, but who cares? We'll get there eventually. Deception. A Deception, pitch the Effect Veiler here, because we actually want to keep the Estelar. Because we're going to go Hallowed Azamina here. And then we're going to chain Sinful Spoils of the White Forest here to special summon our Estelar. Now we have our Murasiliago. Murasiliago is going to get us our wanted. And then we do Hollowed Azamina effect, shuffle back the Elzette, add this back to hand. Now we can go Hollowed Chain Wanted, get our Diabellstar, and get our Ila Sevilla. So now we have our Omni Negate going through everything. We'll go a Stellar Effect now to special summon from our grave to get our last name in rotation. We'll get our Rusia. Again, this could also grab our Elzette if we wanted to get that name in rotation. Banish Wanted, put Deception on the bottom, draw a card, get a Droll, get another hand trap. We'll make our 8 now. We can add back our Sinful Spoils of the White Forest. Notice we never used the reset effect of the Sinful Spoils of the White Forest yet. So now we can go Rusia, send the Sinful Spoils of the White Forest to draw another card. Oh, we drew into the Elzette now. Now Sinful Spoils of the White Forest is going to set itself. Now we can special Diabellstar pitch the Rusia, since we don't need a level 4 anymore. Set our Morian here. So we have all 3 forms of interaction here. We'll go Murcielago, Diabellstar the Black Witch. Oh, look, those are 2 monsters. Moon of the Closed Heaven. It's Fiendsmith combo time, baby. Let's go. Summon Requiem. Requiem effect. Special the Lacrima. Lacrima effect. Put the Engraver in the grave. Now we can go Rusilia effect. So this is where I mess up. So here, I'm gonna rewind it back later in the combo. But I realized you don't want to use your White Forest effect here yet. You just want to do the Engraver effect. Still does the same thing. It still is the same line. We could even also special summon the LZ here. I forgot about the LZ to pitch the witches. Yeah, we'll make our Desiree here. Yo, what's going on, Plague? How's it going? Equip the sequence to the Desiree. Go witches. Now we are finally in the last part of the combo. Add the Diabell's the White Witch. Diabell's the White Witch. All right, I think this was here. I realized, like, yeah, this is here that I realized, like, oopsie doodles. We shouldn't have done it that way because I needed the level 4 for the Diabell's. So basically, what I'm doing is I'm rewinding it back a little bit. So instead of summoning your instead of doing or summoning the level 4, we are just going to summon our LZ as our extra monster to make the sequence with the Lacrima. And LZ is going to send the Civil Spoils Morian because we want this in the grave anyways for our Moa Regina during the opponent's turn. So small little hiccup. You get to the line the same exact way though. Now witches added the Diabell's. We'll send the witches with the Diabell's. Send the Cursed Diabell. You can even chain block the Cursed Diabell add effect with special summoning your level 4 from the grave. So we'll shuffle back to Rusilia. We'll special summon the level 4. Add the Felis Diabell to our hand. Now we'll make our Execute Dragon. And then finally we'll go Felis Diabell. And grab our Diabellstar the Sin Adjudicator. Banish a spell and a trap. Say it with me. I'm a banish a spell and a trap for our Diabellstar the Sin Adjudicator. And this is what the inboard is going to look like. We have Diabell to send a spell or trap to special summon, or so the lines of interaction we have Fiendsmith the Desiree to negate a face-up card. And then once we've used that negate, we can go Diabell, send the sequence to the grave to special summon a spellcaster, or sorry, special summon a level 7 or lower tuner synchro monster from the grave, or from the extra deck, graveyard, or banishment. We have Snake Eyes Execute Dragon pushes one of their monsters from the field to the spell and trap card zone. We have Diabellstar pay half our life points to target one card and destroy it. Then, since we control another Diabell monster, we can special summon a tuner synchro illusion or spellcaster. So we this doesn't show, damn. So this could be resummoning your Rusilia to search out a Veiler from your deck, or it can also be your Silvera to Book of Moon or Book of Eclipse. We still have Woes set to get the other one if we wanted to. So we can get the Rusilia or Silvera with this. And then we have, yo, Crow, what's going on? How's it going, dude? And then we have, to finally wrap it all up, we have Azamina, Aela Seville, Omni Negate. And then we have Sinful Spoils of the White Forest set that we can fusion summon to either make a Guardian Chimera or also make a Moa Regina. And we have Sinful Spoils Slumber Morian in the grave, where this effect to set itself as long as we control a level 5 or higher illusion monster, which is your Diabell or your Aela Sevilla, or your also counts Moa Regina as well. So we special summon our Moa Regina, activate this effect engrave to set itself, and you can chain to this effect with Moa Regina to pop 2 more cards. So this board feels unbeatable, like especially with like the Fiendsmith package, and like it said, any two monsters on the field just goes full Fiendsmith combo with Moon of the Closed Heaven into Requiem into Lacrima Dump Engraver. So yeah, that was it. So let me show you the deck list real fast. Boop, 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 boop. So this is the Fiendsmith list, if you're watching, of what I've been working on so far. We have the Moa Regina. We don't have the Guardian Chimera in here because there's just not enough deck space or extra deck space to run the Guardian Chimera. I like the Moa Regina a lot more, especially because the Moa Regina, you don't need track. That's the thing, is like, and you don't have to have tracked, because ideally we're not doing Fiendsmith combo first thing. Like, this is just, we have extra names on the board to that we want to get rid of. It's why also people are running Synced a lot in Fiendsmith decks as well, is like, while the Spell and Trap is nice if you open the engraver, but like if we open the engraver, well, I'll be posting this, it's already in the Discord. It should already be in there. The replays in the Discord, I don't think I posted the list. No, I didn't post the list. Let me take a screenshot and I'll post the list in the Discord. Oh, you're fine. There we go. All right, the list is now in the Discord. Oh, quick plug the Discord. All right, why are you? Oh, you're a piece of shit. Fuck you, Plague. Fuck you. Oh, this is what his ass sent me. This is fucking piece of shit. Oh, you openly. Hold on, let me show. This is what his ass sent me. This is what his ass sent me, Chad. This is what he just pulled. Oh, I'm so sad. I'm so sad. Oh. I have my, here, let me pause the recording. Let me pause the recording and I'll do it. We'll do it outro here afterwards. I have the Stampede event today at my locals that I'm going to in a few hours. But I'm hoping that, because I know someone at the locals has already pulled one. I'm hoping that they want to trade for my Called by the Grave, because they're close to the same price, a little bit. But I'm down. I would 100% trade the Live Twin Called by the Grave for this art. It's so gorgeous. Oh, it's so gorgeous. Congratulations, fucker. I'm not jealous at all. I'm not jealous at all. All right, let's finish up this video and we'll talk about what do you mean timed out due to inactivity? Fuck you! Fuck you! I was literally on the screen. Fuck you. Okay. All right. Anyways, let's finish up this video real fast and we'll talk over. We'll chat, we'll yap and stuff and play some Minecraft. All right. So, after watching that comment, this is how I think the deck is probably going to be built to start off with a little bit. If you're still wanting to run the Fiendsmith package. Now, you do not have to run the Fiendsmith package. It's just an additional like set of cards, like just additional 2 cards. If you want to try and end on a Desiree for like another form of negate or another form of interaction, but it is definitely not needed with this deck. I will yeah, I've been super busy. We'll talk after this video recording, where you're recording for YouTube. Gosh, what was I saying? Sorry, I have to like stay focused. I have ADHD. I have to stay focused on track, or I'm gonna lose what I'm gonna say. So, you don't have to run the Fiendsmith stuff. It's completely optional. It doesn't really supplement the deck much. It's just something that you can do with 2 names extra on the board at the end of your combo. But it does create another form of interaction, does create another layer of interaction as another face-up negate. If you're not running the Fiendsmith package, or you don't want to run the Fiendsmith package, granted, the Fiends, like with just these cards, especially since Stampede, Engraver is pretty cheap now. Desiree's pennies on the dollar. I think the most expensive card here out of these 2 cards is maybe either Lacrima or a Requiem at a few bucks, like 10, 15 bucks. But you don't need tracked because ideally we don't want to go Fiendsmith combo. If we open Engraver or open Lacrima, we are dumping Engraver for like a Diabell Star effect, or we're tributing it with Deception. Like ideally we just don't open these cards. That's why they're 1 of each. These are basically hard garnets in our in this list, but it still gets us to full combo with just these monsters. And then if we want to play a pure version, which I'm going to be testing out, I don't know, I haven't decided quite yet which one I want to test, but what I've been looking at the most, this was the first list for the first combos that I showed off. This is just a pure version of White Forest after the Alliance Insight. 1 quick change. You can put the cross out in main, or you can put the talents in main. Depends on which one you want to run. I personally like cross out when I'm guaranteed going first over talents. But you still have your White Forest names. You have your 8 names, the best names. These are the best names. 1 of each of the new Diabells, Diabell Star and Diabells. 2 Diabell Star, the Black Witch. You can even cut this down to 1 if you wanted to just go to 40 cards. This card is fine at 1. I like 2 because it is still a 1-card starter, as you saw in the second combo. It still is a starter for the deck that doesn't use your normal summon. And if you open this card, you can use Wanted to grab your Diabell Star, the Sin Adjudicator now. Hand trap lineup, about normal, about the same, about all we can fit. 3 field spell. You definitely need to run 3 field spell. Like this is our best searcher now, since Tails already requires you to have something on the board. And then we are leveraging the Debtors here, just because if we do get locked out by the field spell, we go Elza Azamina, grab Deception, tribute something, grab Debtors, and now we have Debtors set to make our Azamina monsters during our opponent's turn. What else here? And then yeah, our 1 of Fearless Diabell and Cursed Diabell to go into our Diabell's little package here, 4-card combo here. And then I personally like the Scourge. I know a lot of people have been cutting the Scourge or moving the Scourge to the sideboard for guaranteeing going first, because this is just a going first card. And it's a lot better in game 2s and game 3s because people are going to be siding in like Forbidden Droplet, or they're going to be siding in Dark Ruler No More, or siding in whatchamacallit, what's the other one? Ultimate Slayer. And this card hoses all of those cards, because while they shut off the monster effects, or monster effects can't be activated in response, you can still Scourge to shut off that card, to negate that card. So I really like Scourge. You could probably take Scourge out, put Cross out in for going first, but I just like keeping it in there for now. But yeah, so for extra deck, we're on both Guardian Chimera and Moa Regina. You can technically make both, even in the going first combo. You can set Sinful Spoils of the White Forest to make or sorry, not Sinful Spoils, Sinful Spoils of the White Forest to make Moa Regina. And then but I forgot how we make Guardian Chimera. There was a way to make Guardian Chimera during the opponent's turn as well on top of that. Yeah, and then everything else is like typical utility stuff. A little sneaky Scarlet Red Dragon Arching because I had one extra slot here that I didn't know what to fill it with. This is where we would have This is where I'd put Baron de Fleur if I had one. If we could play with one, if we were trusted with one. So this is probably a more pure list, or at least a cheaper version of the list. The good thing about this list, and why I hope I will have like all these cards to playtest at the sneak peek event next weekend, is Diabellstar the Sin Adjudicator, I believe, is a pause here real fast. Alliance Insight card list. There we go. Let's show the rarities. Yeah, here we go. Yugioh. All right. So, reason why I hope to have all these cards set for at pre-release is because Diabellstar Vengeance, which is Diabellstar the Sin Adjudicator, is a secret rare. Diabell's the White Witch is a super. So super easy to obtain. Like, I was afraid this is going to be a secret as well. The where is it? Snake Eyes Vengeance Dragon, which is Snake Eyes Execute Dragon, is an ultra rare. Yeah. So super easy to obtain. Like, it's going to be like fairly cheap. And what else? And the Field Spell is an ultra rare. Whereas the Fila Diabell is a common, and I believe the Curse of the Diabell is a common as well. So we only need to pull one secret. Where was the? Do we skip the synchro? Where's the little synchro guy? Where's the little Poplar of the White Forest is also a super rare. So we only need to pull one secret. Technically 4 ultras, because we want 3 of the field spell. But Snake Eyes, 1 copy of Snake Eyes, 3 copies of the field spell. So 4 ultras, 2 supers, Poplar and Diabell's is a super. And then the rest are commons, like the spell and the trap are commons. So this support is super cheap to get, super easy to obtain. And it's going to be, I hope to have everything at the event so I can go over videos and combo lines with the for YouTube afterwards on the way to the actual release of the set. All right, that being said, I hope you did enjoy this video. I hope this video was very educational for you. With the ban list, if you'd like to check out the reaction to that ban list and discussion about the ban list, with the brand new ban list and these brand new cards, I feel like White Forest is going to be in a very decent place. But to be fair, not to be pessimistic, but also problem decks like Rise Zeal and Malice are also getting crazy support this set. So it's going to be hard to say if White Forest is going to be like positioned as a tier 1 deck alongside them. That's to be determined as we see like tournaments. I definitely do think the deck now, White Forest, does have the potential to be a competitively viable top. It was already a topping deck, but I think it's now even has like a better chance to win large events. Or like play is top 8 at large events consistently, I guess is the word I'm looking for. So I am very hopeful for this deck. I think this deck is going to be very strong. I think this deck is going to be one to look out for and one to contend for. We do still, I will say again, I'm trying to keep like realistic views. The deck still gets hosed by Droll and Lockbird. The deck still gets hosed by Molcharmy Perulia. We can play around Fualos a bit fine, better, but just those two cards alone, Droll and Perulia, do kind of like end our turns a little bit, or do like make us end with like not ideal end boards, I will say. So those two cards are going to be very, very prevalent in the format. Bestials are going to be very prevalent in the format, especially with the Fiendsmith stuff in the in basically being unhit by the ban list and being in every single deck now till Kingdom Come. So bestials do, if used properly, if used correctly, do slow us down a lot, or do kind of like ruin our combos a little bit. So that is something that you do have to play around, is you do have to play around bestials in this format. But outside of that, I do think, like I said, this deck is going to be very strong. I do think this deck is going to be very good. I think it's a great investment if you want to play like a fun archetype. I enjoy this deck a lot. I think it's like the lines are very creative. And it's a lot of thinking to play properly, but you are very well rewarded for playing around different interactions. That being said, guys, gals, and bees, YouTube catters, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you learned a lot from this video. Let me know down in the comments below, if you're still watching, what do you think of White Forest and the new support? If you're excited for the new White Forest support coming up in the future, if you're going to be playing the new White Forest deck, or going to be playing White Forest coming up in the future. And let me know if you enjoyed this video, or if you want to see combo lines, more combo lines when I actually get the physical cards and things of that nature after the pre-release event of Alliance Insight. And again, remember to like, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff. Come join me on stream at twitch.tv/Grinning Neko. And I hope, as always, I hope you enjoyed the video. Or I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, good night. All right. There we go, chat. We did it. That was... we talked a lot more than I thought we were going to. Oh, good God. Jesus. All right. What do you think, chat? What do you think of the combo lines? What did you like it? Did you like the discussion? Did you like the yapping? Did you like the yapping? I was very smart, right? Hope to see a good repo collab. I don't know when I have repo planned again. I've got to, like, right now it's just a very, yeah, see, I have the glasses, so I'm very smart. I have the glasses, so I'm very smart. Yeah. I'm the glasses make me intelligent. I'm like Clark Kent. Like, the glasses make me smart. No one knows it's me, Grinning Neko. All right. I don't know when we're gonna play repo again. I would like to play sometime, but right now it's just like a super busy time for just everybody. Because like a lot of my friends are doing guest appearances at conventions right now over the weekends, or like traveling and stuff. So we'll see what we can get planned together. But for now, we're gonna switch over to you, or we're gonna switch off. Let's see. Let me look. Who's am I watching on YouTube? Is there still people watching on YouTube? You on YouTube? Yes, you specifically. Are you still watching YouTube, chatter? Okay. I don't think it doesn't look like anyone's watching on YouTube. Okay, good, perfect. All right, so I'm gonna shut off the YouTube stream, and we're gonna be on just Twitch. I don't like the chat being split up like this. So let me 1 second. And that way it saves the VOD on YouTube. So goodbye, YouTube chatters, everyone. Chat, Twitch catters, wave bye. People wave bye to the YouTube VOD. and we're gonna play some Minecraft for a bit. We'll relax a little bit. As soon as I can figure out docs, Ream stream channels. Yep. All right, goodbye, YouTube. Bye bye. There we go. All right. Wait.